The orbital repair station Nexus 7 hummed with the constant vibration of life support systems and docking mechanisms. Zia Martinez wiped grease from his hands as he finished calibrating the atmospheric processors on a Centauri freight hauler. Another 16-hour shift in the depths of space. Another day of keeping the galaxy's ships running. The comm system crackled to life. "Martinez, we've got an emergency docking request. Bay 7. Unknown vessel, heavily damaged." Zia grabbed his emergency toolkit and jogged through the station's corridors. Through the observation windows of Bay 7, he could see a ship that looked like it had been through hell. Hull breaches sealed with emergency patches, engines sputtering on minimal power. The design was unfamiliar, sleek and organic looking, unlike the angular human vessels he was used to working on. The airlock cycled and Zia stepped into the docking bay, just as the ship's hatch opened with a hiss of escaping atmosphere. What emerged made him freeze in place. She was humanoid, but clearly not human. Feline features dominated her face. Large amber eyes with vertical pupils, a small nose, and delicate whiskers. Her skin was covered in a fine layer of fur that shifted from deep orange to black stripes. She moved with predatory grace despite the obvious injuries, burns along her left arm, a limp favoring her right leg. When their eyes met, she immediately dropped into a defensive crouch, ears flattened against her head. Her lips pulled back to reveal sharp canine teeth. "Easy," Zia said softly, raising his hands to show they were empty. "I'm a mechanic. I'm here to help." The Catwoman's eyes darted around the bay, looking for escape routes or threats. "You're human," she said, her voice carrying a melodic accent. "I know what humans do to my kind." Zia slowly knelt down, making himself less imposing. "I don't know what other humans have done to you, but I'm not here to hurt anyone. You're injured and your ship is barely holding together. Let me help." She studied him for a long moment, those amber eyes searching his face. "Why would you help me? Your species has hunted mine across 3 systems." "Because that's what we do here," Zia replied simply. "We fix things that are broken. Ships, systems." He gestured gently toward her injuries. "People." The station's medical bay was quiet except for the soft hum of diagnostic equipment. Zia had convinced Anna, she'd finally told him her name, to let the automated medical systems tend to her wounds. She flinched every time the medical drones moved near her, but gradually began to relax as they efficiently treated her burns and injuries. "Your ship," Zia said, reviewing the damage assessment on his tablet. "It's beautiful work. Bioengineered hull, neural interface systems. I've never seen anything like it." Anna's ears perked up slightly. "My people grow our ships. They're living things, partners rather than tools. This one, she saved my life, used her last energy reserves to get me here." "She's dying," Zia observed, noting the critical readings from the ship's biosigns. Anna nodded sadly. "The humans who attacked our colony ship used some kind of neural disruptor. It damages the bond between pilot and ship. Most of our fleet," she trailed off, staring at her hands. Over the following days, Zia worked tirelessly on Anna's ship. The bioengineering was far beyond human technology, but he had something else: intuition, creativity, and a deep understanding of how living systems worked. He'd grown up on a farm before becoming a mechanic, and he approached the ship like a sick animal rather than a broken machine. Anna watched him work with growing amazement. Where other humans had brought destruction, this one brought healing. He spoke gently to the ship as he worked, his hands careful and respectful of the living tissue. "Why are you doing this?" she asked on the 3rd day, as Zia carefully grafted new neural pathways to bypass the damaged sections. He paused, considering the question. "My grandmother used to tell me that the measure of a person isn't in what they can destroy, but in what they choose to heal. Your people didn't deserve what happened to them." Anna's whiskers twitched. What he'd learned was equivalent to a human smile. "You're strange for a human." "Maybe," Zia admitted, "but that's not necessarily a bad thing." The breakthrough came on the 5th day. The ship's biorhythms suddenly strengthened, and the neural pathways Zia had painstakingly repaired began to pulse with renewed life. Anna gasped, her hand flying to her chest. "She's alive," she whispered, tears streaming down her furred cheeks. "I can feel her again." The ship hummed with renewed vitality, its hull shifting from the pale gray of sickness to a healthy iridescent green. Internal lights began to glow with warm bioluminescence. As Anna prepared to leave, she turned to Zia one final time. "You're the first human who hasn't hurt me," she said quietly. In fact, you've given me back something I thought was lost forever. Zia smiled. Where will you go? Home, if there's anything left. And if not? She paused, her amber eyes meeting his. Maybe I'll find others like you. Humans who choose to heal rather than hurt. The ship lifted gracefully from the docking bay, its bioluminescent hull pulsing like a heartbeat. As it disappeared into the starfield, Zia realized something fundamental had changed. Not just for Anna, but for him as well. Later, Station Command called him to the communications center. Martinez, we're getting reports of a Felinian ship offering medical assistance to human colonies along the outer rim. They're saying a human mechanic saved their pilot's life. Zia nodded, understanding. Anna was showing others what she had learned. That not all humans were the same, just as not all Felinians were the same. Healing could spread as quickly as hatred if given the chance. The galaxy was vast and often hostile. But sometimes in the quiet moments between the stars, two souls could find common ground. And sometimes that was enough to change everything. In the depths of space aboard Nexus 7, Zia Martinez returned to work. Knowing that he'd done more than fix a ship, he'd helped repair a small piece of the universe itself.